What's up, everyone? My name is Alex, and welcome to my little corner of the internet. I took the longest break I've ever taken in my life, at least like from this channel. Uploads have been pretty regular, but I just haven't been recording, which is really weird. I think I stopped recording for like 2 months, and it's hard to tell because I've been keeping up all throughout the year. I also think that this background is so loud. I don't know why I stacked so many little things up and made it's so distracting, but I don't know. I don't think it looks good, but it won't be up for very long. I wanted to record pretty much outside of my schedule. I wanted to record a random video and go over some hate comments. I wanted to reply to some hate comments because those usually get filtered out, or the person ends up being blocked, or I don't know. Usually, like, the comment doesn't ever make it to the comment section due to like filtering or whatever else. So I usually screenshot them and save them. I don't know why, but I guess now I have a use for those. These two comments are from the same person on the microlabels video, talking about microlabels and my hesitation to use them, or my fear of using them, something like that. The first comment says, having to label anyone means something wasn't right in the first place. This one, a lot of people love the one-liner like, you're doing this and it's comparable to that, and there's no nuance to it. This person is presenting a problem without a solution. That bothers me. I've had a bad habit of doing the same thing, but if you're going to present a problem like, oh, this isn't a thing you should do or be or look like, anything, whenever like you say something like that, at least present like why you feel that way and what you think the solution should be, not just like there's something not right with you if you're doing this thing and no reason why the person thinks this. That kind of ties in with their second comment as well, but something wasn't right in the first place. I do not know what this means because this person did not give me any kind of detail, any kind of like reasoning behind this conclusion. They just thought that if you label someone, then there's something not right. First of all, I am not labeling other people. The video in question is talking about my fear of using microlabels for myself. And this person has managed to kind of exemplify my point of, I'll get a lot of hate for using microlabels. I will be judged. I will be ridiculed, whatever. Like, that was the point of the video, and this person came in and proved that point. The second comment, labels or microlabels are all well and good until it's forced on people. The last person to do that was a mad German. Oh boy, I do not remember what the law was called, where no matter what you're talking about on the internet, eventually in some kind of discussion, someone is going to compare you to a Nazi or bring up Nazis. Something like that. Again, this video had nothing to do with labeling other people, but labeling ourselves and the way we identify ourselves, the labels we use to explain our gendered experiences, that's our own choice. I call myself a guy. I am not, I'm not like comparable to a Nazi like dictator leader just because I call myself a man. And of course, we don't ever say that. Like, she calls herself a woman. What a Nazi. Do you see how that logic follows? It doesn't make any sense to say something like that. Not only is it anti-Semitic, but just it's such a reach. Let people identify the way that they want to, the way that they feel comfortable with in their experiences, because having access to labels, to language that can describe one's experiences in any identity, like any facet of identity, like your neurotype, your like interests, your passions, your self, your gender, your body, whatever, your attractional labels too. Like, I call myself gay. That does not make me a Nazi, or comparable to Hitler. I was trying to avoid name dropping that, but I mean, that's basically what this person is saying, and that makes no sense at all when you think of the nuance of it. So, I mean, it's just an example of they want to get under my skin. They want to put something ridiculous in the comments and hope to get some kind of reaction. But for some reason, YouTube filtered it out. I tried to look for the comment, could not find it anywhere. So that's that is gone just of its own volition. This person, oh, shout out to this person, by the way. I had commented, of all things, I commented on a community post by Anthony Padilla. Shout out to him. Amazing man. Oh my goodness, he is doing some amazing things and teaching people about different lifestyles, different aspects of identity, different countercultures and communities and everything. And like, you can learn something through like his interviews with people from so many different backgrounds and interests and hobbies. And I got a lot of hate over saying that I would love to be a part of like he spent a day with bigender people. Like, if he did a video like that, I would be totally on board and would love to have an interview with him. And somebody just I got a few comments that were incredibly hateful, or responses to that post, but this person had come on to the one of the very first videos for the Another Kind series, where I talk about being alter human, so being plural and being otherkin specifically for me. And this person says, "You people are the reason that mental illnesses are at an all-time high." Another like weird reach, like just kind of making a statement and not really expounding on why that statement is being made, why they think the way that they do. But mental illness is not something that is, okay, it's developed, but like being involved in a community, like especially in the queer community or the otherkin community, you don't develop mental illnesses for being involved in a community. Finding labels that work for you, finding experiences similar to your own, and being out and proud about your own identity, that like you don't develop a mental illness from that. My mental illnesses have nothing to do with my gender or my sexuality or like being otherkin, being a system. The system thing, a little bit different, but this was a video about being dragonkin. I guess he's seeing like this complicated relationship to gender and thinking that like all these other aspects piled onto that, my relationship with gender and with being otherkin and being a system, must all come together as like there are a lot of things wrong with this person, especially since he's deciding to talk about it openly. Talking about an involuntary identity, there isn't anything wrong with that. If you're educating other people, that's where I want to put the emphasis, is an involuntary identity. Like, I don't choose to be this way and then try to make people believe me and then pretend that I'm something I'm not or anything like that. Like, I'm just who I am. That's just how it is. There's nothing that I can do to change who I am intrinsically. At my core, the things that I talk about on my channel, that's just who I am. And you can't really cure me of my mental illnesses. Mental illness can be treated, but like even so, you don't erase my gendered experience. You don't erase my sexuality. You got to decide, either gender is a choice or not. Me speaking to the people who are hateful, you have to decide. If gender's not a choice, then do not come to me telling me you need to stop this. You need to stop calling yourself bigender, non-binary, especially a non-binary man. That doesn't make sense. I can't choose not to be those things. But if you think that gender is a choice, that is incredibly wrong. You choose the labels, you choose the language you use to describe your gendered experience or your experience with any kind of a piece of identity. But yeah, it's like the nuance is missing and the understanding of an involuntary identity. And this person wants so badly for this to be a choice so that they can say, well, you're deciding not to do anything about this thing and then talking about struggling with this thing, so you're in the wrong. And it just doesn't play out the way that they want it to. They don't win this one. This person also, I guess I had screenshotted these in a weird order, but they had commented on that video after the conversation under the post by Anthony Padilla. And they're talking to someone else saying, these people are so self-centered, all that matters to them is their identity. Even if you merely speculate on their ideology, they will call you everything in the book. Ideology, again, like that assumes that this is an ism. Genderism, transgenderism. What does that sound like? That sounds like a TERF talking point right there. That sounds like you have an ideology. You are deciding to be this gender and you're creating a religion around it and then making people follow you under that religion or trying to convince people to follow that viewpoint, that ideology. So the word ideology is not working here because it's assuming a belief system. There's nothing I believe about my gender. It's not like I believe this and you believe that, and both are valid. It's not a religion or a spirituality. It's an aspect, an unchangeable, involuntary aspect of my identity. So, like, there is no, there's no, like, ideology there. Ideology would be, oh, I don't know. I'm vegan. Veganism. There you go. It's not bigenderism. Like, there's two different things there. Veganism is an ideology, not being bigender or non-binary or anything like that. And, even if you merely speculate on their ideology, that's the wording that this person used. You don't speculate on an unchanging or unchangeable aspect of someone's identity. Like, someone's sense of self, who they are, is not up for debate. That's not something that you can get them. You can't talk someone out of not being themselves. That's assimilation. That's hoping for conformity, for normatism, like hoping that this person will just, fit snugly into a box if you ask them nicely. Like, I'm not a cat. I don't understand a person who is clearly subscribed. I don't know why I put that up. I don't understand a person who is subscribed to Anthony Padilla and has to be in order to be able to see the community post that Anthony Padilla put out. I don't understand subscribing to that channel and then not being at least a little open-minded, or if not open-minded, able to willing to understand. There we go. Whew. Willing to understand someone else's experience. I don't understand that. And then this person, what video was this on? It was one of my questioning videos about being xenogender or something like that. But this person says, yeah, I don't think xenogenders are valid, but I'm not going to hate on you for that. Well, pick one. Either you don't think they're valid or you do. And if you don't think they're valid, that is a form of hate. It's a microaggression. Like, hate doesn't literally mean you have to go on the internet and say, I hate xenogender people. Like, it's so much more than that. Like, hate is so complex. You have to show support in your actions and in your words. You can't say, I'm not going to hate you for this thing, but then also say your identity is not valid, especially involuntary identity. I mean, people can choose not to call themselves xenogender. That is an option. They can decide, like, okay, I'm not going to use this label, but that doesn't erase their experience with gender in the form of, an abstract concept or an object or a source of nature. Like, that's what xenogenders are. It's basically a non-human, well, it's a gender that is not confined to human understandings of gender. So, outside male, female, feminine, masculine, no binary in mind, no, not really any non-binary. You can't really call xenogenders a non-binary identity, because non-binary, it insinuates that there is a binary there. So xenogenders are just out there. They're different functionally, and I don't even know where I was going with that thought, because I was so flustered over, like, I don't think you're valid, but I won't hate you for it. Like, you got to show your support or don't at all. Like, you can't sit in the middle and think that taking a neutral stance is an okay thing to do. When you're taking a neutral stance on any issue, you have chosen to hate. You have chosen to be the microaggressor or the oppressor. So you got to decide. This person was actually in the comments and it said, like, they're transgender, and I'm like, that's cool, but, like, a lot of transgender people are transphobic. You don't get like a magical pass. If I'm telling someone, if I said, like, you know, non-binary isn't real, then I'm being transphobic. I'm being extra sexist, which is sexism toward non-binary folks. And I don't get a pass just because I'm trans. Like, it just doesn't happen that way. And I mean, those kind of viewpoints that this person is exhibiting, like, it's transmedicalism, but repackaged as a little more progressive. It's like, well, okay, there's more than two genders, but not those ones. Just, you know, the close-knit ones. There's male and female, and both, and neither, and all the genders that are very close to male, and very close to female, and very close to none, and that's it. That's what this person is insinuating. That, like, as long as you keep it neat and tidy in a box, then I guess that is what makes them comfortable, is staying in this close-knit, close-minded viewpoint. But if they just chose to look outside of their own lived experiences and the experiences of people I assume they only keep within their specific friend circle, then, like, they would discover so many amazing things about the community around them, because the queer community has a lot of aspects to it. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of different gendered experiences and sexualities and everything in between. There's a lot going on. So I really just would love for this person, they're so close to having the right idea. So, like, I really want them to educate themselves. I mean, all of the hate commenters, I would love to, like, if they would educate themselves. And I implore everyone here, I don't know if anyone who commented these things even watches my content, but if you do, I implore you to watch the, like, other videos that I've done about very non-normative aspects of identity, and just take it in. Like, no comment, nothing, just watch it and listen. That's the best thing you can do to be an ally to a community, is to just listen, because we know best. These are our experiences. So, I mean, hopefully one of these commenters had a spark of curiosity and started looking things up and educating themselves. I do not know. I don't think I have any of these commenters blocked. I think YouTube just kind of automatically filtered these comments out, and it wouldn't let me, like, view the channel that they came from. So none of them are blocked. They're still able to watch my content, and I've got tons of resources for identity-related aspects, identity-related resources, rather. If you go to The Other Kind on Tumblr, I have it linked in all my videos. This one will have it in the description as well. Go to theotherkind.tumblr.com and look at the different resources I have there. I'm trying to get more gender resources, like transgender resources, xenogender resources, resources on like pronoun usage. I'm trying to pull together big master posts of identity related resources. So hopefully, like, these commenters, hopefully you can like see for yourself and educate yourself. And like, don't be afraid to ask questions. Like, I still invite you to come back and ask questions. Like, hit me up on Discord, send me a DM, and ask me some offensive questions, some offensive, like, invasive, rude questions, and I will answer them. Like, just learn and grow as a person. That's basically all. That was the bottom line of this video, but I hope everyone is doing well. Get up and stretch your legs. If you're sitting watching YouTube videos, get up, stretch your legs, stretch your neck, unclench your jaw, take a breath, just a breath, and drink a glass of water. Like, take care of yourselves. I'm taking care of myself as much as I can. I will have an update video soon on all kinds of stuff I am getting into, all kinds of projects, and some new things about the channel. So, woo, I don't know what that was, but I'm going to sit and eat some hummus and drink some water and just kind of take a breath from the ranting that I just did. So, I am signing off for now. See you later.